I could probably talk to, uh, and I have talked to random strangers. Sometimes when Jessica and I have gone out to a restaurant here in Texas before this COVID shit happened, I'll see some weird old person or whatnot, and I'll start up a conversation. Jessica will go to the bathroom, she'll come back, and I'm talking with some old guy, and I find out a little bit interesting. Maybe that character ends up in a book of mine. But that character is probably more interesting than David Foster Wallace. Because I don't give a shit. I've seen David Foster Wallace being interviewed. He wasn't that fucking bright. I'm not saying he was stupid or anything. He had knowledge, but he was utterly, totally devoid of wisdom. There was nothing. There was no part the curtain, and there's nothing.
Not the same as wisdom. That's one of the things that I'm glad you pointed out, because I met people that know a lot, but they can't. It's like they have no individuality or thought process. I'm really glad you pointed that out.
Yeah, well, I mean, knowledge is just facts. Wisdom is, how do I use those facts? How do I use those bits of knowledge? It is the more complex thing. You can have, again, you can have all the tools. I mean, let me take it away from art and let's go into something very simple like sport. One of the reasons that sports connects with a lot of people is you can see, boom, I take a bat and hit a ball over a fence 400 feet away. Well, we know that that's a home run. It's easy to see. If I'm in the starting blocks and I'm running the 100-yard or 100-meter dash, I run it in 14 seconds. That's pretty good for a 55-year-old man. But I'm 5 seconds behind the elite athletes. Well, that tells me that Dan is not as good a runner as Usain Bolt. But if you're looking at a bad writer like David Foster Wallace, who wrote a 600,000 word or 550,000 word book like Infinite Jest, and then you read, say, my second book, The Vincetti Brothers, which is about 600,000 words, it's going to be harder because you're going to have to think. You're going to have to think. It's easy to discern that the ball went over the fence. If LeBron James shoots a 30-foot jump shot and hits it, we hear it, swish, we see the ball go through. It's easy to discern that that is success. It's much harder to discern why a film about a donkey who goes through a miserable life at the hands of human in a film by Robert Bresson 50 plus years ago is a great film, because you have to think. And one of the things that I can say is, I had a friend who once said, thinking is hard.